trying to prove?
You know, a lot of people think that Razor Ramon and Flair sent me out there just to set him up and bait him. I was at the broadcast position with you. I went out there because he wasn't getting the facts right. Okerlund was doing a shabby job.
What?
Okerlund was doing a shabby job. So when I went out there, I just told him what I thought about Flair and Ramon. The right one and the left one was going to get him. Flair came out, he didn't touch him. Ramon came out, he didn't touch him. He flipped the toothpick. It accidentally landed on Mr. Hart. Big deal. Bret Hart threw the first punch.
He sure did.
Well, I suppose he did. I mean, talk about circling the wagons.
That's exactly
Bobby
right.
Heenan, you had it all planned out for him, didn't you?
No, we called Judge Wapner.
Yeah.
Called Judge Wapner. You can't do anything until you're
been
right.
canceled.
I don't know about that, but Bret Hart threw the first punch.
All right, and goes to show you what kind of a champion he is. He's a fighting champion. That's very well taken. Very well taken. You did a good job. You're the Repo man.
Well, it's pandemonium as always offered on primetime wrestling. But the Hitman Hart could have been in very serious trouble had it not been for Mr. Perfect's intervention.
I think you're absolutely right there. But you know something that really impressed me was that the champion, Bret the Hitman Hart, he stood his ground. He didn't back down, not for one instant.
What a matchup this is going to be. Repo Man. A thief, Alfred. This man is a thief.
Well, he may steal something here, and he may steal a victory from PaPa Shango. Because I really like Repo Man. He's very, very strong indeed. And Shango, well, he's a huge fellow with great skills, a lot of power, but he doesn't have that furtiveness that is possessed by the Repo Man.
The Man of Darkness. The Voodoo King.
Yes, incantations. He brings them from the death there. And look at the chill he has installed over everybody here. Before that, they were shouting. They were up on their feet, but look at him. He's
Even Repo has become a little quiet.
Yes, most apprehensive. This fellow casts a strange spell. You know, he's not sure. Look at him. He's backing off again. Look at his eyes.
Well, not very often that Repo steps in there and faces someone bigger than he is. This, of course, being one of the exceptions. PaPa Shango well over that 300-pound mark. And agile as a cat.
Oh, he knows how to handle himself. He's chalked up a string of victories that I'm sure are the envy of everybody here in the WWF.
One of the devil's disciples, Alfred.
Yes.
Probably a good friend of Damien DeVento.
I would imagine those two would get along rather well, although there must be some sort of competition for the occult between the two of them.
You know, whenever there's trouble here in the World Wrestling Federation, who's right in the middle of it all, Alfred? The Brain, the Weasel, Bobby the Brain Heenan. He orchestrated that whole thing, Alfred. I believe that.
Well, I'm sure there was a lot to do with them too. Ric Flair and Razor Ramon, they're troublemakers from way back. And they certainly tried to strike some fear into the heart there of the champion and put him off his balance a lot. Mr. Perfect, well, he had to poke his nose in, I suppose.
Well, it could have been disastrous had he not. After all, Razor Ramon, and for all intents and purposes, is in the stable of Bobby the Brain Heenan along with Ric Flair. And of course, at the Royal Rumble, we all know that Razor's going to meet the Hitman for the title. If they could have really did a number on him here, how easy it would have been in Sacramento for Razor to become the new champion.
Well, there's one thing I must add to that, Gorilla, is how do you know that somehow or other they haven't installed some sort of psychological disadvantage to the champion?
Well, I think that Bret the Hitman Hart has been around a long time, comes from a tremendous wrestling family. I believe he's above all that. Oh, look at this! What a shot by Repo right in the esophagus area of PaPa Shango. Not very often do you see the big Voodoo King on the canvas.
Well, I don't think I've seen him in so much trouble ever before. Repo Man's got him reeling. He looks as if he's been stunned. He's very slow. He stopped the advance of PaPa Shango. Not very easily, but he has done that.
Well, I would like to be in the Repo's profession right now, Alfred.
You would? Why is that?
I said I would not.
Oh, you would? I thought you said you would not.
No, because they're really looking, especially a guy like that that wears a mask.
Well, I tried to confuse you a little bit there.
Thinks he's the Lone Ranger. Who is that, Alfred?
I don't know who it is, but I tell you something. He's done so well so far, but now PaPa Shango seems to have overcome his first disadvantages. That adversity he went through to start with. Look at the black fingernails.
I just was going to point that out, Alfred.
Ha, gosh.
And look at all the tattoos, all of which have tremendous significance, I understand.
They do, yes.
I don't know what it is, but...
Yes, they do in that world, the voodoo world that he lives in, that he's become accustomed to and tries to inflict upon everybody else. They're all the gods, the voodoo gods.
Wow, stuck a thumb right in the eye of Repo. I'm surprised he didn't rip that mask right off of him. And Repo now walked right in and caught the big guy with a sucker punch. Look out, in for the right off, put his head down. He'll pay for that.
I really do think that PaPa Shango is a little bit stunned. He's suffered some heavy blows from Repo, man.
Whoa, double clothesline. Both men down. Either one are ripe for the pickings right now. Where's Shango going? He doesn't have a tag partner. Uh-oh, he's after that voodoo stick, Alfred.
He is indeed, and he's got the voodoo stick. And now,
well, look at that.
My word.
4th of July all over again, almost right into the kisser of the Repo man who grabs his hook.
Decision. Both wrestlers have been disqualified.
Oh, I don't think that's right, Alfred.
Well, look at that. You can see the Repo man has got his hook in there, that steel hook, and you can see Shango still with the voodoo stick. I think it was right to disqualify both men.
Well, maybe you're right, Alfred. I don't see it that way.
WrestleMania is coming to Caesar's Palace, the most opulent, magnificent hotel and casino in existence. Proudly presents the most spectacular pay-per-view event of all time, WrestleMania. For ticket information, dial toll-free 1-800-634-6698. Las Vegas has become the new family entertainment capital of the world, and your family will experience excitement, fun, and action as never before as WrestleMania comes to the crown jewel of Las Vegas, Caesar's Palace. Once again, for ticket information, dial 1-800-634-6698. Relive the legend at the Home of Champions on Sunday afternoon, April 4. Experience WrestleMania.